Hi, Barry here from BackPain 360. Today I'm going to talk about how you can reduce down your low back pain really quickly and really effectively. This is my personal go-to move. This is what I use myself when I feel my back locking up, and hence why I set up this site and this YouTube channel, because I really wanted to try and get to this area of my own personal low back, and after doing some of these exercises and trying and testing them in my own clinic, found that they actually work for day-to-day kind of back pain. A lot of my patients will use this exercise as their go-to, so it's part of my overall back pain solution course, but I'm going to give it to you today free. What I'm going to show you is the setup, and the setup is really important because a lot of people will show you a flexion test or a stretch, but it's not getting into the tissues that you need to kind of stretch and open up that low back. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into a flexion with a bend through our knees. Now, if I stride forward with my left leg, my right leg, which is my trailing leg, a lot of you will find this will tend to turn in like this. So the foot will kind of turn around, and that in effect will indicate there's a shortening in some of those muscles, specifically a muscle called psoas or iliopsoas, which is deep within our hip and into our low back. The way we correct that is just get the feet to align in this position so they're pointing forward. Now, in that position, we can feel a little bit unstable, so we have to work around that by moving our leading leg over to the side and giving ourselves a wider base. Now, I'm going to reach towards my left leg, and the way I do that is I'm going to join my hands together so I create a connection between those two, and I'm going to bend into my right knee. So if I show you from the side, this is the setup. So it's a straight leg on this leading leg. This is locking out my hamstrings or my posterior chain. My right leg is now bent, but I'm also keeping the toes pointing forward. So my leading and trailing leg toes are pointing forward. And if I feel a little bit imbalanced, I'm just going to widen that base a little bit. Hands are going to be joined together. I don't want to see any kind of reaching like this because it actually changes the stretch and isn't as effective. So in this position, once again, nice straight feet, try and get that alignment right, hands joined together. We're going to reach down with our foot elevated off the floor. So we're bringing those toes up. It increases the stretch even greater through that posterior chain. It does feel a little bit nasty behind the back of the knee, but it's really effective when you start to stretch to there. You'll stretch everything from the calf all the way up to the hamstrings, the glutes, the low back, even up all the way as far as the base of your head. Now, with the hands joined, I'm going to reach towards my toes, and then I'm going to try and hit several points. So the best way I can think about it is I've got a clock face around my foot. Where my toes are elevated, that's going to be my 12 o'clock. I'm going to go for 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and I'm going to go for 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and 9 o'clock. So I'm going to hit that whole 180-degree arc. Now, if the hands are joined, we're going to kind of go straight arm down, bending down. Obviously, if you feel restricted or tight or pain, you just go as far as you can. But if you can get down to the toes, brilliant. Bend into this knee, get to your 12 o'clock, come out of the stretch, just 1/3 of the way, and then go back into the stretch to where 1 o'clock would be. Come out of the stretch again, go to where 2 o'clock would be, out of the stretch again, go to 3 o'clock, and then I slowly work my way back to 2, back to 1, and then back to 12. Now, before I give up, I'll then go on to the other numbers. So once I'm at that 12 o'clock, I'll come around, I'll go to 11 o'clock, I'll go to 10, I'll go to 9, and slowly work my way back to 11 and back to 12. And that is one set on that leg. Then I'll swap over, I'll get the whole kind of setup exactly the same again, but obviously this time my right leg is forward. I'm going to lock out that leg so it's lovely and straight. I'm going to elevate the toes on that foot. I'm going to make sure those feet are nice and straight forward, bending through this knee, and then from the side, just so you can see the setup in that position. If I'm feeling a little bit imbalanced, just bring the foot over to the side a bit, hands together, and then I'll go down, and I can either work clockwise or anti-clockwise. It doesn't matter as long as you're hitting all those numbers on that clock face. Give it a go. It's really, really effective. Take your time. Don't expect kind of too much initially. If you're feeling that really big kind of sharp bite behind the back of the knee, ease back a little bit and then slowly go back into it again and just increase that stretch. It's an absolute go-to move if you have low back pain. Anyway, I hope it helps. Subscribe above and leave any comments below, and hopefully I'll catch you on the next one.